Welcome in. It's a brand new edition of the RSL Show. I'm Alex Napoles. That's Josh Clark. Good to have Josh back after not having him last week. Missed your reactions to that New York Red Bulls game, man, and all the referee decisions.
I mean, we can get those same reactions going tonight, my friend. But, I mean, this is going to sound terrible. I didn't listen to last episode. Quite behind on podcasts, but I'm sure you guys maybe talked about the Luna Red.
Yes.
But let's talk about it again.
Let's do it. Let's get your thoughts on it, your takes.
Did I not say a red card was coming for Diego Luna?
No, you did.
Had he not? Yeah, so the first yellow, if I remember correctly, it's been a few weeks. Pretty sure it was for John at the referee.
Yep, after the VAR decision.
Yep. Look what happened.
Yep.
And to be fair, right? Not a huge fan of the call. I see why he got a yellow for that tackle. I know he was, being ridden like a bull. But the arm down on the head, bro, you're going to get a yellow for that every time.
Yep.
It's just going to happen. So I don't know what's, we've talked about it. I don't know what's up with Luna at the moment, but the attitude seems to be an issue.
Yeah. Well, and then me and Carson also talked about how, literally 2 minutes before this challenge with Duncan happens, before the violent conduct and before that foul with Diego Luna, that dust up with Diego Luna, literally 2 minutes before all this goes down, you have the VAR decision where he's John at the official, where he's going after the official, gets the initial yellow card. Uh-huh. So I think in his mind, he's already got a target on his back. So of course, Absolutely. the first thing that happens when, the next thing involving Diego Luna happens, of course it's going to go against Diego Luna.
Yep. It's not good, man. Listen, I'm all about John, when things aren't going your way, but at the same time, like that's the league has made it very clear. They don't enforce it always, but that's the captain's job. Last I checked, Diego Luna is not the captain.
Yep.
So, I don't know, man. Something's up with him. I find it weird he hasn't been sold, to be honest. But I fear his market value over the last few games may have dropped.
I don't disagree.
So, right.
I don't disagree.
Needs to get back to pre and during Gold Cup Diego Luna.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
He for sure has
his head. Like what's
right.
up?
Right. He for sure hasn't been the same guy that left.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not. And I want him to be.
I think we all do. We've seen how important he is to Real Salt Lake. We've seen how important it is for him to be contributing as far as goals go, as far as assists go. But it's kind of hard to put yourself in positions to score when you're not on the pitch. And mm-hmm. What I mean by that is getting suspended and getting these yellow cards.
For an attacking player, he gets suspended a lot, man. A lot. So it's an aspect of the game to work on.
Yep.
I don't want to sound too critical, but it's concerning.
Before we get to Charlotte and before we get to that 1-0 loss, tomorrow, Josh, the transfer window officially closes.
Oh, and we don't have a right back. Lord.
The last thing that I heard and the last thing that was communicated to me was that Rouse Lake was still working at a deal. Whether that deal makes it over the line before the end of tomorrow, we'll see.
I mean, if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like this season, we're at a weird point where this season's almost at the decision point.
It feels done. It feels over.
It kind of does. I know there's 8 games left or whatever, and we can squeak in. Do we really want to squeak in? No. Yeah. I don't want to play in game, and I mean, obviously, I'd be excited when it comes around, but I don't know, man. I think I'm not super shocked that, no other deals have come across the line. I mean, they did go spend some money, which I highly appreciate.
Right.
I think I'm more shocked that there haven't been outgoings per se. That's the bigger surprise for me.
I think the only outgoing has been Lachlan, right?
Yeah.
And it technically wasn't
it's
even an outgoing.
inconsequential.
It was
you're out of here, bud.
Yeah, it was a thanks for your service. Well,
Yeah, toodles.
Walk out the back door. You can't walk out the front door.
Here's your ticket home, coach. Spirit Airlines back to Australia.
One more day in the transfer window. Again, we'll see if Real Salt Lake are able to make any type of move at the deadline. I still think that a right back is a pretty big need and a pretty big want for Real Salt Lake, and so we'll see what materializes there. But I mean, so far you bring in two of the guys that you really, really needed and two guys that you really, really wanted. You bring in, of course, Olatunji, and you bring in, of course, Ruan Cruz. But it's a conversation we've had in the past before, Josh. How much impact can you really necessarily have with 10 games left on the season? Now 8, now that, they've gone through 2.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they could go off and we could finish the season with 8 wins and be having an entirely different conversation here in a few weeks. Do I think that's realistic? No. Their impact will just be, working into this squad and being ready for next year at this point. Really, my only hope for the rest of this year is we take care of Colorado. You know what I mean? Like that's what I have circled now. That's what I'm banking on for my mental health.
Colorado's made some moves.
Right. And apparently they're bringing in Aronson as well.
Paxton Aronson almost over the line, man.
Which is wild. Good for them.
It's a wild move. Obviously, you need a Georgi Mihailovic replacement, and that would be a great replacement. A much younger, what I believe is similar profile to Georgi Mihailovic.
Yeah. Colorado always pulls off some sneaky moves, right?
I don't think anybody expected them to get Zach Steffen when they did.
No. Tim Howard when they did.
Yeah.
The problem with Colorado is they're still Colorado, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And it's never really been a complete squad. So,
especially not when you're spending DP money on a goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's always been a weird one to me.
Yeah.
It's always been weird.
Any other big moves that have happened that we missed? Oh, you have Thomas Muller, who finally made his debut for Vancouver. Son now 2 games into his LAFC tenure.
Looks decent too.
Looks pretty good, man.
Not surprising though.
I'm excited for LAFC's trip to Salt Lake.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. I have a buddy looking at tickets because he's a Tottenham supporter, unfortunately. Yeah. And his daughter absolutely loves, Son. So he's looking at tickets, but boy, they're expensive. You would think Messi was going to be in town, to be honest. And I love that. I love that.
Really?
The league has some star power that, I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say rivaling Messi, but it's something else to be excited about.
Yeah. I think Son's a pretty good rival to Messi.
I mean, Messi's the greatest player of all time.
Right.
Potentially, right? But as far as he's still star power.
The impact that Son has had so far too, and just, the 2 weeks that he's been in Major League Soccer.
Dude, I almost bought an LAFC jersey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
right. They completely sold out. I don't know if you caught that, but they completely sold out of Son jerseys.
Yeah, not shocked.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So I think it's great. I think it's great for the league, to have just superstars coming in that aren't washed.
Yeah.
I don't think he's anywhere close to washed. But yeah, I can't wait for the day that, we get to sell out RSL jerseys league-wide because we have a name coming in that people are stoked about. That'll be the day.
That'll be the day you retire.
Oh, dude, I'll be dead by then.
From the show.
Whoever that player is hasn't been born yet. All right.
Oh, man. All right, let's dive into Charlotte FC. So Real Salt Lake goes on a cross-country trip to Charlotte. Me and Carson talked about it a little bit at the end of it. When this Charlotte team is playing top soccer and
Good
playing
team.
like a well-oiled machine, they're a good team. But they came out a little bit rotated against Real Salt Lake, which I thought was going to work in Real Salt Lake's favor, and Real Salt Lake, I feel like, didn't necessarily take advantage of it. Right? No Pepe Biel, no. Well, I guess their striker situation now that Osimhen is gone. They have to rely on this Tokomani guy, and then Abada's on the bench, and a couple other their big star players are on the bench. A couple other new signings on the bench as well. So a little bit of a rotated Charlotte, but Real Salt Lake come out with probably the lineup that you would expect in Rafa Cabral, Noel Caliscan, Justin Glad, Brian Vera, Sam Junka, who I think has now firmly taken the spot at that left back position from Alex Catranis, Pablo Ruiz in the midfield, Emeka Nelly in the midfield, Xavier goes on the right, Diogo on the left, and then you have Victor Olatunji and Ruan Cruz starting up top, man.
Yeah, not mad at it. It's a decent lineup.
On paper, I love it.
And honestly, I don't know if this is a hot take. This is one of those games. Yes, our finishing was still suspect, right? Chances were created, yada, yada, yada. Had the referee decisions gone the way they needed to go, different conversation today. This is one of those games that, in my opinion, the referee decisions hugely impacted the match. Right?
I agree.
Obviously, we still need to score goals and keep, balls out of the net. But it's rare for me to say that, but I don't understand how national media, the referees, can justify those decisions in this one, especially after we've seen what's been given against RSL this year.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
National media is defending the crap out of Tim Ream's handball.
Which is ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
We've had that called against us with the player's back turned towards the ball this year. Lose me with the natural position at this point. If it touches a hand, it's a handball. No more of this natural position, nothing. If it touches your hand, penalty.
We don't know what a handball is anymore at this point.
No, and it's so frustrating. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so 1 week this is a handball, the next week it's not a handball. And we've just been on the bad end of every single instance that's happened this year. It's ridiculous. It's frustrating.
I think I probably could have moved on and felt a little bit better about the no call on Tim Broom's handball had our good friend Andrew T. Larson not brought up the William Agata video of the penalty that was called against him versus the Whitecaps at home.
Right, it's ridiculous.
Had I not remembered that, had that not been brought back to me, I probably could have moved on from the Tim Ream handball and said whatever.
Yep.
But it's the fact that Willie Agata, not even looking at the ball, not even aware of where the ball was, hits him on the hand. It's a penalty. Vancouver comes back and wins that game 3-2 at home against Real Salt Lake, right?
Tim Ream's looking at the ball.
Tim Ream's looking at the ball. His hand is moving down as the ball's coming over, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. Natural position.
I think that's probably the most frustrating thing about it.
Again, it's consistency. There is none.
Right.
There is none.
It is 100% consistency because one referee will call it, the other ones won't. And that's all we want. All we want is just consistency across the league. What is a handball? What isn't a handball? Figure it out, Major League Soccer. Figure it out, pro.
Right. And I get that it's a tough one to figure out. But at what point do we just go, if it touches your hand in any way, unless your hands are across your chest, you know what I mean? On your body, straight down on your sides. If they are outside of your body at all, it's got to be a handball. It's the only way to fix it.
Because the way that I grew up and the way that I was interpreted the rule was that any extended arm wasn't a natural position.
Right.
And that should be a handball.
100%. It's ridiculous, dude. I'm so over pro this year. This has absolutely been the most disgusting year of refereeing
They've been
I can remember.
extra horrendous this year. Not just for us.
No, for everybody, but for us as well. I mean, how many red cards this year? How many penalties given against us this year?
I think at one point we were leading the red card race.
Questionable. We had to have been.
Yeah, I think we were.
Questionable. That Piol red card, dude. Come on.
Yes.
But then the very next week, just like, with Zaha, a worse tackle is or a worse challenge is committed, and it's like, it's fine. No big deal.
It confuses me that Andrew Wiebe says no on that one.
Oh, Wiebe rhymes with dweeby, okay?
That one, I mean, there's no intent of going after the ball from Zaha.
No, that was, I'm going to tackle you. Purely.
I'm going to WWE style fling you across my body, slam you down onto the turf. And he just completely got away with it.
Yeah, it's insane.
Insane. So you're telling me last week, right? Kyle Duncan, VAR comes back, calls it violent conduct, gets a red card. Almost a similar play where you have hands around the neck and face area to literally fling this guy across WWE style across your body and into the turf, and that's not violent conduct?
The Zaha tackle for me, the Zaha foul.
What are we doing?
10 times worse than the Duncan Luna.
I 1,000% agree.
10 times worse.
1,000% agree.
At least they were both going for the ball. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
I'm so sick of the referees, man. I'm honestly, at this point, let's get some AI to referee the game. I don't even care anymore.
They might do a better job, man.
Well, I mean, I get it's a hard job and no one respects us. Yeah, because you guys suck at it.
Yeah, because you make decisions like that.
And
that ruin the game. That ruin the flow of the game.
You even go review it and still ruin it. Human error, I get. There's been so much human error this year, man. So much. And if you're going to be a pro referee, thicker skin. I'm sorry. I get not abusing high school refs, youth soccer refs, or whatever, but if that's your profession, you got to do better. You gotta.
So I just found something extremely interesting that you might find interesting, Josh. This is a fair play table created by transfermarket.us.
Okay.
Typically, they're very good at statistics. They're very good at transfer values. But apparently they log disciplinary issues as well. They log cards. They log,
they log everything, yeah.
They log things of that nature. And they have MLS teams ranked by the most disciplined, the fairest team in Major League Soccer, and the most undisciplined, and the team that right now is losing the fair play battle. Winning the fair play battle, the most fairest team in Major League Soccer is the Columbus Crew. No yellow cards, no red cards, 37 yellow cards, only one red card that came from a second yellow. They are the most, least dirty team in Major League Soccer. Can you guess who is number one?
Real Salt Lake.
Real Salt Lake.
Okay.
66 yellow cards. 3 double yellows. 5 straight reds.
We don't even have Beckerman out there, bro.
5 straight reds.
How many PKs against does it say?
No, I wish I would have gone into that much detail.
Good Lord. It's ridiculous to me, man. At least 3 of those 5 straight red cards, unwarranted.
The ones that I can remember, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Real Salt Lake is, as far as fair play goes, they are the worst team at fair play.
I mean, let's just take that mantle. Let's just start 2-footing everybody, dude.
Do with that information what you will.
Yeah, let's just start. If you're gonna make us the bad guys on the dirty team, We'll take care of it for you. Get your league darlings in here playing against us. We'll make sure it's known that we're the dirty boys. It's ridiculous, dude.
I would rather not have that reputation.
No, me neither.
Unless you were good.
Right.
Unless you were winning games and you were a gritty physical team.
We don't want to be the Raiders.
Yes, there you go. Yep. You don't want to be the Raiders. And I feel like Real Salt Lake this season have kind of been there. And obviously this proves it.
It's insane, dude.
The next closest team is Philadelphia, who has 66 yellow cards and 3 red cards.
Nonsense.
Yep. All right. Wilfred Zaha should have been sent off.
Should have been. And I like him. But should have been sent off.
Tim Ream should have been flagged for the penalty. But here we are. We move on to the 7th minute where Macanelli does a phenomenal job stealing the ball in the middle of the park. A ball's played through to Ruan Cruz. Cruz, excellent. The thing that I've noticed about Cruz, so this is his first start in an RSL kit, right? And the thing that really stood out to me when it came to Ruan Cruz was that no matter where the ball was and no matter what situation Real Salt Lake was in, he had a very good awareness of where to run into.
Yep.
He was always in the right spaces at the right time. Sometimes the service just unfortunately wasn't there. Sometimes he did get good service, but the finishing wasn't there. But his off-the-ball awareness was really, really good, Josh.
It was really good, and I expect him to start scoring shortly. I'm not having these fears of, I watched his first game and went, oh boy, right? I'm not having the Willie Agata feelings. I think he's going to be a good player for us. The other thing I really enjoyed about him in this game is he was just taking shots to take shots. If he had some space, he was ripping the ball towards the net.
Yeah.
Right. So I think he's going to come good, man. I'm not trying to jinx it, but I liked what I saw.
I liked what I saw too, and in the 7th minute, he has a chance in behind it does a good job to, strip 2 defenders. Tim Ream isn't aware of the mark. He has a bunch of space inside the box. Unfortunately, shoots it right at Kalina. Kalina makes a good save. But early in this one, even after, the Zaha situation and even after the Tim Ream handball situation, Real Salt Lake with a nice looking opportunity, just unfortunate that Cruz wasn't able to blast it into the back of the net, man.
Yeah, again, I really don't feel like we played poorly.
I feel like...
That poorly. You know what I mean?
Yes and no.
It wasn't the worst game I've seen.
It was not the worst game by any means, but it wasn't anywhere near a good game.
No, but then you got to factor in, you have 2 guys getting their first start. There's some factors, the referee factor.
Right, and I'll give them leeway because I think, obviously, you come out with 2 strikers. You come out with 2 guys up top that have never played together, first of all. A guy who's barely played, 30, 40 minutes in an RSL kit prior to tonight, or prior to that Charlotte game. And a guy who was getting his first start in his first minutes with Real Salt Lake. And so I do give him a little bit of leeway. I do think it looks a lot better than the New York Red Bulls. I think one of the biggest issues that I had with that performance at New York was the fact that you had 7 shots the entire match. Whereas in this one, you have a little bit more opportunities, a little bit more shots, and you end up actually out shooting Charlotte, which is good. Now, I just think you need to figure out how to convert those 19 shots into just 1 goal. If you just get something.
Yes, sir. You spot on. I mean, it's kind of obvious, right? But I'm not completely. After the last Leagues Cups match and the New York match, I was like, bro, this is a mess.
Yeah.
I didn't feel it was a mess after Charlotte.
I felt better after Charlotte, for sure.
Yeah. The second half against the Red Bull was a mess.
Part of that was with, all the stuff that went down with the officials.
Even without that, though,
But
we were so disorganized, it was painful.
Right, and that's the thing that me and Carson talked about last week is the fact that you only had 7 shots the entire game.
Yeah, it wasn't good enough.
Basically, against the Red Bulls, you went up a goal, and then you sat back and absorbed pressure for 90 minutes.
Which
for the rest of the 90 minutes.
Historically speaking, we cannot do. Why do we keep doing it?
I think that one was more credit to Red Bulls because they turned it on. Once they turned it on, the Real Salt Lake had no response. I think that was a failure on Pablo Mastroeni's part for the lack of adjustments.
He was outcoached, exactly.
Yeah.
New York went in at the half, made adjustments, pummeled us. We made no adjustments.
Yep.
100%. Back to the new signings, though. I need to bring this up before I forget.
Yes.
Olatunji, man, he has a presence on the field.
He does.
Yeah, that's a big guy. I didn't realize how big he was.
Holy does.
Yeah. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited for that.
He looks extremely physical, and that could be really really good for Real Salt Lake.
Yes, sir. Or bad because we like red cards.
I think even even last season and the season prior to, I think even with a Chicho Arango, you didn't really have a lot of physicality up top.
No, we had it with Matt Crooks.
Yeah, you had it with Crooks, but you didn't really get it from your striker.
No, but now we're getting it with our striker. That it's going to instantly make us more dangerous in set piece situations.
Yes.
In annoying the center back situations. It's so nice to see, man. I think really our last actual physical striker that had the physical presence, right? Not just a down and dirty player, but physical presence was Sabo.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't really see that from a Luis Silva.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you didn't see that from a Europe 2.0, right?
Definitely not. You didn't see it from Ortuño. You didn't see it from Sam Johnson. All the Bobby Wood, the countless other guys that have filled those shoes temporarily and moved on.
If I remember right, Sam Johnson was just pure speed, right? He would just outrun people and get lucky and find the net.
Kind of. Did you ever really find the net?
Yeah, that's true. 20.
Yeah, he was like a Robbie Finley.
Yeah. Speaking of set pieces, I think Real Salt Lake need to get better at attacking set pieces, and they need to get better at defending set pieces.
I mean, my guy, we're almost done with the season, and we haven't fixed either.
That's terrible. It's a bad indication. How many times have Real Salt Lake given up a goal on a set piece this year, Josh?
I feel like 80% of our goals conceded this year have been off set pieces.
It feels like a lot.
Which is wild to me because isn't Olave your defensive coach?
One of defensive coaches.
Wasn't that kind of his forte is winning the ball in the air?
Yeah.
You knew that, on an opponent corner kick, you had Olave, the verb back there to say no. Yeah, anyway.
It's got to get better.
Whose fault is our set piece failure fall upon? Is it our center backs? Is it our goalkeeper? Is it the coaching? Is it the tactic? Are we doing too much zone? Are we doing too much man? What do you think it is?
It has to be the coaching staff. And I say that because we've been to training multiple times, Josh, and every time they end training, especially on those Fridays right before the game, right? What's the last thing they do? What's one of the final things they do?
Set pieces.
They work on set pieces a lot,
but they do 7.
So maybe there needs to be more emphasis on actually figuring out how to defend these set pieces.
Maybe they need to spend entire training sessions on set pieces.
Right. And that's why I say coaching staff, because ultimately that falls on the coaching staff.
And honestly, maybe do a little more.
You can't just go out there against, professional teams, against teams that, let's say, for example, there's a set piece specialist that plays, that coaches up at Charlotte, and Charlotte have a perfect plan in place. Like, you just can't expect out there to go out there. You can't just expect to go out there, defend by marking a couple of guys, and hope for the best. There needs to be an actual plan in play. There actually needs to be an emphasis on figuring out the best way to defend the set piece. And I'm not saying, Rouse Lake doesn't do that already, but obviously whatever they're doing right now isn't working, and so they need to figure that out.
Yeah, it hasn't been fixed. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's frustrating, man. Like,
it's been an all-season conversation.
All season, bro.
Not even
all season.
Obviously, they score on the goal, but I mean, even before they score the goal, there's a corner kick. If I remember right, yes, it's a corner kick that's played in. There's a player inside the box marked all by himself, gets the header off. I think Caliscan does a great job to get a header on it, comes crashing off the post, and then you have another player inside the box who's unmarked, all by himself. He gets a shot off in Vargas, and Vargas can't put it on frame. So even, seconds before Charlotte scores their goal, minutes before they score their goal, there's already a big opportunity off a set piece that Rouse Lake just barely escapes by.
Right, and it's crazy because most of the time it's blown coverage.
Yeah.
It's like we're playing American football and the other team knows that every third play they can just hit a Hail Mary with, no defensive back or safety anywhere to be found. That's what it feels like. How do we have 11 bodies in the box and a guy unmarked?
How do you feel about Justin Glad committing the professional foul there to set up the play?
Yeah. Usually professional fouls, I get them. I feel like this year, every time we've committed a professional foul, not every time, a majority of the time we've committed a professional foul, we've been punished.
Yeah. I think in this case, you probably could have forced him to the corner and you would have been fine. There wasn't that much danger inside the box.
No. But I mean, we're not professionals, right? But from our outside quote unquote media lenses, it was the wrong decision.
I really think it was because, I mean, just watching the replay now, there's no runners from Charlotte heading into the box.
There was no immediate danger. No.
Yeah, there's no danger, right? If he crosses it in, great. Let Cabral come off his line, collect.
Which we know he can do.
There's no
Manchester United goalkeeper. He's going to get the ball.
Right. And I feel like this is just a conversation that we, similar to what we had last week with Justin Glad committing these fouls on Choupo-Moting that end up, leading to dangerous opportunities and some penalties. Now this week you have the foul to stop, what is a counterattack but isn't really a counterattack because, again, there's no danger inside the box.
My current feeling, our striker situation is quote unquote fixed for now. It's been addressed. I would love, at this moment, this is just emotional Josh speaking, come next season, entire new crop of center backs. I'm over all of them, dude.
Hey, do you remember when we did our keep cut sell?
Yeah.
And I said I
sold Justin Glad.
And you can move on from Justin Glad?
I've sold him every year, dude, for like the last 5.
It's time to move on, man.
I want all of them gone. I want a whole new batch. I love most of them, right? I'm a big Vera fan.
But I'm ready for his form. Even his form has dipped off dramatically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Philip Quinton is our best center back right now.
I've seen that argument online.
At least he wins balls in the air, bro.
I thought his performance in the Club America was actually pretty damn good.
I do too.
I'm not even gonna lie.
And I'm a hater.
I thought, going back to that Leagues Cup game, I think that was the last time we saw Philip Quinton, right? Coming in against Club America, and I remember even texting you before the game, Josh. I was like, I don't know if this is a game that I would start Philip Quinton.
He did great, man.
He did phenomenal.
I would love to see Quinton and Vera get a run at this point. Yeah. I know Justin Glad's the team darling, but
shake it out, man.
Something's got to change, man. Something's got to change, bro.
Or you can even move Junka centrally and get Alex back into the lineup.
Yeah. I want to know what's going on there.
That's a interesting one.
I feel like he won't be here next year.
Oh.
I don't know anything, man, but feels like he's disgruntled.
Yeah.
Social media posts, lack of playing time. He's still our best left back, right? He's not playing. Something's up. Something up.
It definitely feels like at this point he's lost the spot to Sam Junka.
Which is crazy. Good for Sam Junqua. I think he's done a hell of a job. A surprising job.
Yeah. he's come in and he's been one of our best defenders, honestly.
Consistent.
I think, yeah, definitely the most consistent. I think I would rate him, as far as consistency goes, I would definitely rate him over Gladden and Vera right now, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No doubt in my mind, dude.
Yeah. Second half rolls around. I mean, you have Willie Agata who has a chance, and Kalina comes up with a nice save. Charlotte has a couple of chances, but nothing really comes of it either, and so it just ends in a 1-0 score line. There's nothing that really stuck out to me in that second half, if I'm being honest, and I feel like that kind of goes back to it wasn't a bad performance, but it wasn't a good one either, and there's definitely for as much as love as I want to give Ruan Cruz for him being in the right spots at the right time, there's definitely a lack of feeding him the ball. There's definitely a lack of getting the ball to Olatunji. There's definitely a lack of getting the ball to Ruan Cruz. And I feel like, one, obviously you don't have Diego Luna in this one, but two, Diogo Gonçalves was just kind of out there again.
I remember him having one shot from distance, and that's it.
Yes, I think he had one shot, and that was pretty much it. Look, we gave him a lot of credit for when when it seemed like he was actually contributing, but I feel like he's kind of regressed to the mean.
Yeah, I'm still on team sell him and bring in someone effective.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I feel like this game was a perfect opportunity for a Diogo to show up and be creative, right? No Diego Luna. Someone has to be out there to create. Someone has to be out there being a playmaker and feeding Olatunji and feeding Ruan Cruz.
These are the games. He's our DP.
Right. This is the game
we
for
shouldn't be saying this is his opportunity. He should be taking that opportunity every game, my guy.
Yeah, there you go.
If we can't rely on our DP to feed our strikers, our DP attacking midfielder, what are we relying on? Some lucky bounces? We could have Zlatan in there, but if he doesn't get the ball, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. There was definitely, I think, like I said, positives of seeing Olatunji and Ruan Cruz out there. But a big negative is the fact that we just couldn't get them the ball in the right spots.
I'm really excited for this year's edition of Keep, Cut, Sail, Fire.
It's gonna be I think it'll be a fun one, especially if we're also don't make the playoffs.
Man, gut feeling is we're not. We probably will, because that's what happens. We'll make the playoffs. Everyone will celebrate. Nothing will change, but the form of the last 3 games. I know last month we were kind of on fire in a little bit of a way, but this team's so yo-yo and inconsistent that it's hard to see us really solidifying a playoff spot.
Looking at the table right now, San Diego's at the top, Minnesota in second, Vancouver in third, Seattle in fourth, LAFC in fifth with 40 points, Portland sixth with 37, Colorado seventh with 36, Austin in eighth with 35, San Jose ninth with 32, Real Salt Lake 10th with 31, and FC Dallas in 11th with 29. Also with 29 points, Houston in 12th.
I just love sitting in 10th. Nothing screams a successful season.
Yeah.
I think it's the bottom of the table.
I think the positive thing for Real Salt is the fact that the teams around you didn't necessarily get the best of they didn't get the necessarily the best of results since coming back from Leagues Cup, and so that still allows you some room to catch up, especially with the game in hand. Right, Real Salt has a game in hand on San Jose, on Colorado, and so those can be helpful coming down the line. However, they are against LAFC, so we'll see how that goes. But right now, you are below the playoff line. You don't make the play-in, and you've kind of been stuck in 10th because you were unable to win in New York, and you were unable to win in Charlotte.
I know there's still an opportunity for us to turn this around. It doesn't make up for the mediocre season.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
I think a lot of Real Salt fans can resonate and feel that with you, that even if this team does qualify, it's not going to overshadow what's been a tough season.
No, unless we go on to the Western Conference Final. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which you're telling me this team...
I mean, and that's kind of how 2021 went. It was a mediocre season. You barely squeak into the playoff. You have the miracle wrong playoffs.
Wrong playoffs.
You have that win against Seattle in the penalty shootout. You beat Sporting Kansas City, and then you make it to the conference final.
Yeah, I just
Pablo gets extended.
The team we have now, I don't think they have it in them.
I think this team has
the best teams in the West multiple times in a row.
Yeah,
we're too inconsistent, man.
Yes,
and we're not winning another penalty shootout. I mean, come on.
I think there's too many defensive inconsistencies specifically on this team.
Yeah, and unless our two new strikers can really just start scoring every game, that's the only way. We have to just really start scoring.
Yeah,
because our defense, they were good in July, but the rest of the season they've been abysmal.
Yeah.
So we got to be good at one of the two. And the amount of high-powered attacking teams we'd have to face, we're not going to survive, a slugfest per se with them.
I think this next stretch of games will be indicative of Real Salt's season.
Yeah.
There's 8 games left, all against Western Conference Western Conference teams. But I think by the time you come back from the LAFC trip, you'll have a pretty good idea of where Real Salt will be come the end of the season.
Yeah.
You have Minnesota at home, you go to Seattle, you have SKC at home, then you have LAFC at home, and then you go to LAFC. If there's, let's say, Josh, one win in that stretch,
it's over.
It's over.
And the only win I can be like, yeah, we should win that game is SKC. But we all know we play to the level of our opponent.
Yeah.
So that's not happening. We'll probably sneak a win against one of the LAFC games or Seattle. I don't know, man. It just... my confidence is low.
It's hard for me to look at the remaining schedule right now and see very many wins for Real Salt Lake.
Yeah, if we're being honest with ourselves. Of course, we can be surprised. They can come out and do some crazy things. Would love to see it. But I'm not going to bank on it, man.
Yeah.
If I were to put money on the remainder of the season, I'm not putting it on Real Salt Lake.
I think, you look at that Minnesota game, and Minnesota, they've been a little bit inconsistent this season, but they're the second best team in the Western Conference right now.
Right.
Even with how inconsistent it seems like they've been, they're coming out America First Field. Let's say you get a draw on that one, and then Seattle comes, or you go to Seattle, you lose on the road to Seattle, Maybe you get a win against SKC.
We're usually pretty good against Seattle in Seattle, though.
Yeah, but right
Are
now,
we?
but
It
right
feels
now,
like we are.
but right now,
This really all hinges on the two new strikers,
yeah,
them getting service and finishing chances. It's the only thing that's going to save us, man.
I agree. But like I said, even just right now, just looking at the schedule, I see maybe 1 or 2 wins for Real Salt Lake.
I
Maybe
can't argue.
3 at most. 3 at most if you can get the best of Colorado at home.
We better. We better.
I kind of wish that was the decision day game, man.
No, man.
Instead, you have to go to St. Louis for decision day.
Which is great for us if we need a decision day result. But I don't know. Man. I just I can't believe the season's almost over.
I know, right?
It feels like it just started. But on the same token, I can't wait for the season to be over. Hockey can't come soon enough, bro.
Next game up for Rouse Lake, Saturday, 7:30 p.m. kickoff at America First Field against Minnesota. Josh will be there. I will be there. Carson will be there. So if you see us, make sure to stop us. Say hi. We'd love to interact. We'd love to get to know you. We'd love to talk and talk some Rouse Lake. Josh, anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to throw out there? Anything you want to say before we wrap this one up?
No, sir. Just, still love Real Salt Lake. Still my team. But they still break my heart. So that's where I'll leave it.
With that, that's gonna do it for us here on the RSL Show. Don't forget to go like. Don't forget to go subscribe. Don't forget to go follow. Don't forget to go do what you have to do to follow the RSL Show for the best RSL content. And we'll talk to you guys next week after the Minnesota game.